Have you ever wanted more? Like you sat down and you said to yourself, I'm not satisfied with my life. I want more. I have been there. And in some areas of my life, honestly, I am there. But I sat down and I really had to coach myself and really unlock this mystery. How do you get more? Because sometimes I feel like we think about all these big fancy answers, and life is more simple than we think it is. We just overcomplicate it. So today in this video, I actually am going to tell you what I thought about and how you can have more. Stay tuned. Do you know the parable of the talents, where this rich man, he gave his servants talents, right? And he gave one 5, and he gave one 2, and he gave the last person just 1. And then when he came back after some time to check on them, the one with 5 had multiplied it, the one with 2 also multiplied it, but the one with 1, he just hid it, buried it, and started to come up with all sorts of lame excuses. And out of that account in the Bible in Matthew 25, this is what I discovered. The secret to more is better management. The secret to more is better management. And I know you're asking, better management of what, Janelle? What you already have. Better management of what you already have. Well, I don't have anything. I knew you would say that. So today, I'm going to tell you 5 things that you need to manage better, to have more. Let's begin. Number 1, you need to learn to manage your time better. If you're looking at this video, get real, you're alive, you have time. No, girl, I'm so busy. You have time. You don't understand how many things are on my plate. You have time. We all have time. 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week, 365 or 66 days in a year, 52 weeks in a year. Come on. We all have time. But the difference between the person who has more, the person who has less, is how they manage their time. What are you doing with your time? Time is a seed. And this seed, when you plant time, do you know what you reap? A harvest of results. You use time to buy money. You use time to get better relationships. You use time to get a job. You use time to get better investments. You use time. Time is a seed. So if you want more, you have to spend your time more wisely and invest it more wisely. And this is what the Word of God said in Psalm 90 and verse 12. Teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom. Your days are numbered. Do you know that? God knows how long you would live. He knows that already. But when you keep thinking you're too busy for certain things, or you have no time to get certain things done, you're not going to achieve your God-given purpose. So you have to realize and take inventory. What are you doing with your time? Because what you lack is telling me and telling you what you're doing with your time. You're not spending it as wisely as you think you are. Number 2. And before I go to number 2, let me just say this. Is the investment of your time giving you the return you want and need? Is the investment of your time giving you the return you want and need? Think about it. Number 2, learn to manage your focus. Your attention determines your destination. Your attention, what you're focusing on, what you're looking at, what you're thinking about all the time, it actually determines your destination. And if you're not seeing the results you want, it could be because your focus is divided or misdirected. So what do we need to do? Shift. You need to shift your focus, right, to what truly matters. And this is a question. So sometimes I coach myself, and this is a question I ask myself. What can I do to make the most progress? What can I do to make the most progress? So sometimes I ask myself that question daily. Sometimes I ask it multiple times a day, right? Or I ask it when I realize I am putting in all this work and I am not getting anything out. So therefore, I'm doing something wrong and perhaps my focus is misaligned. So now I have to come back to myself and ask, what can I do to make the most progress? So do you remember the story with Mary and Martha? Jesus went to their house in Luke chapter 10 and Mary was sitting at his feet. Martha was a little busybody doing all the things. And Jesus said, Martha, Martha. He called her name twice. Let me tell you, when Jesus calls your name twice, it's serious out here. And he calls her and he said, listen, what are you doing? You're just so busy with so many things. And he said, one thing is needful. And Mary has chosen the better part. Can I ask you this? What is your one thing? What is your one thing? I don't want to hear about the 10 projects on your plate. I don't want to hear about this and that and the other. What is your one thing? Because that's what you need to focus on. The third one, learn to manage your energy. So your energy is a resource. And not just any kind of resource. It's a limited resource. So what you give your energy to determines what you have. So to change what you have, what do? We change how we manage our energy. So what you put your energy in, who you put your energy in, is going to determine what you have. So your energy is sacred. Use it wisely. If you're tired of being stuck in the same place, reevaluate what and who you're investing in and even how you're making that investment. Yeah? Number 4, learn to stick to your values. Your values are the impetus. They are the driving force behind what you pursue, and not just what, but how you pursue it. So when you change your pursuit, it's going to require your values actually making an adjustment, right? So what you treasure will be what brings you pleasure or displeasure. You like that? Come on, let's say it. What I treasure is what's going to bring me pleasure or displeasure. So if you find you keep having displeasure, you are treasuring the wrong things or even the wrong people. If it continually brings you displeasure, then you need to fix and adjust and change what you treasure. So examine what you value the most and ask yourself, is it in line with my long-term goals? Because if not, it might be time to realign those values to what? Your purpose. Because the highest form of fulfillment is achieving our God-given purpose. Right? Because with that purpose comes peace. It comes prosperity and posterity. All of that lovely stuff comes with purpose. And the fifth and final one I want to teach you today is you need to learn to work for it. You need to learn to work for it. The Bible said in James chapter 2 that faith without works is dead. I'm going to show you my faith by my deeds. What I do is going to tell you how much faith I have. Right? So, if you desire to lose weight, but every day you're eating cake, I know that you ain't really serious about losing weight because you like cake. You know? Just say. I ain't blaming you. I just say I like cake too, right? So, the Bible said in Proverbs 10:4 in the Amplified Classic, he becomes poor who works with a slack and idle hand, but the hand of the diligent makes rich. He becomes poor who works with a slack and idle hand, but the hand of the diligent makes rich. So let's coin this little phrase here. Wherever you have lack is where you may be slack. Wherever you have lack is where you may be slack. Let's say it. Wherever you have lack is where you may be slack. Wherever you have lack is where you may be slack. Wherever you have lack is where you may be slack. Where do you have lack? And answer honestly. Are you slack in that area? I'm not throwing any stones at your glass house. I'm making sure it knock mine down first. Because there are some areas I am slack. And let me tell you, when I take a long, hard look, to be honest, maybe I don't even need to take a long, hard look. When I look, it's very evident I'm lacking there. So it means then, for us to have more, it requires what? Due diligence. It requires due diligence. The hands of the diligent rule. The hands of the diligent rule. So are you working for it? Are you focusing right? Are you using your energy right? Do you have these things? Are you managing your time right? And what are you valuing? Because when you want more, you start working on these 5 things and learning to manage them. The secret to more is better management. Never forget that. And if this video blessed you, bless someone else. Like, share, comment, subscribe to this channel. That's what we do here. We talk. We keep it all the way real. All the way real. And I don't judge you because listen, what I'm teaching you, I'm learning or I have learned. Because you're here to get clear. Perspective, pursuit, and purpose. Take good care of yourself. Until next time.